This man loves you so much, but he has another woman who, my beloved child, stop. Take a breath. This message didn't arrive by accident. Something hidden has been gently unfolding around you, and the universe is asking you to pause right here, because what you're about to hear is a revelation meant for this exact moment of your life. You felt it, haven't you? That quiet pull in your chest. That sense that a truth has been circling you, waiting for the right divine timing to step forward. The signs have been subtle, repeating thoughts, sudden memories, a name that keeps surfacing in your spirit. Nothing loud. Nothing forceful. Just the soft authority of the universe whispering. Now is the time. There is something sacred being revealed. Not to confuse you, but to free you. Hidden beneath silence and unanswered questions is a truth that has shaped your emotional path more than you realize. Love, destiny, and choice are weaving together right now, and the veil is lifting gently, not to hurt you, but to awaken you. This message is not for everyone. It is personal. It found you because your soul was ready. Here is the truth the universe is bringing into the light. This man loves you so much, but he has another woman who. Those words may have stirred something deep inside you. A recognition. A knowing. Not shock, clarity. Because your heart has already sensed what your mind was still trying to understand. Love exists here, real and intense, but it has been divided, delayed, or hidden in ways that have quietly weighed on your spirit. This is not a message of loss. This is a message of power. The divine never reveals a truth to punish, it reveals to prepare. What is being uncovered now is not meant to break your heart, but to realign it with your highest worth. You were never meant to live in uncertainty. You were never meant to shrink your light to fit into someone else's confusion. The universe sees your patience, your compassion, your hope. And now, with perfect timing, it is offering you clarity, so you can step into love that is whole, honest, and aligned with your destiny. Something hidden is no longer hidden. And that is a blessing. As you continue watching, allow this message to settle into your heart. Let it guide you, not with fear, but with trust. There is peace on the other side of truth. There is purpose in this moment. And there is a path opening that leads you closer to the love you truly deserve. If this message resonates with you, stay with it until the end. Watch the complete video, because the next part holds the clarity your soul has been asking for. Like this video, share it with someone who may need this revelation, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the messages meant for your journey. I also want to pass on a time-sensitive message from the moon to you. And you need to hear it today. A subtle yet powerful energy will push you to make a critical decision by the end of the week. You won't find the answer in your horoscope, so don't bother looking there. Click the link in the description to see your free personalized video moon reading. I was amazed at how accurate my reading was, and I know you will feel the same. Beloved child, listen to me now, for I am speaking gently but clearly into the hidden places of your spirit. I see what you do not say out loud. I see the questions you whisper when you are alone. I see the ache that comes when love feels close enough to touch, yet distant enough to wound. This man loves you deeply, more deeply than he knows how to express, but there is another woman who exists not only in his life, but in his uncertainty, his past, and his unresolved becoming. Do not rush to judgment, and do not rush to fear, for my wisdom is not revealed in haste. I am the one who formed hearts before they ever learned how to love. I know the language of his silence and the meaning of his hesitation. This other woman is not only flesh and presence, she is also memory, obligation, comfort, and unfinished chapters. She represents what is familiar to him, not necessarily what is faithful to his future. And you, beloved, represent something different: growth, truth, awakening, and a love that asks him to rise higher than he has before. That is why his heart trembles. That is why he lingers between choosing and delaying. Do not think for a moment that you are unseen or overlooked. I have watched every tear you did not let fall. I have heard every prayer you stopped halfway because you were afraid of the answer. I know how you wonder whether love should feel this confusing, this suspended between hope and restraint. Hear me now. Love that is aligned with me will never require you to shrink, to compete, or to beg for clarity. What feels unclear is not a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of his internal division. This man's affection for you is real. It is not imagined, and it is not shallow. When he looks at you, something inside him awakens that he has kept dormant for a long time. You stir courage in him. You stir truth. You stir the version of himself that he has been postponing. Yet the other woman symbolizes the life he has already built, the expectations placed upon him, and the fear of disappointing others while trying to honor himself. He is standing at a crossroads, and crossroads are uncomfortable places for those who fear change. I am not a god of confusion, but I allow seasons of tension to reveal hearts. I allow pauses so that intentions may surface. I allow delays so that motives can be purified. If I removed every struggle instantly, you would never see the strength I am forming within you. This season is not here to break you, it is here to clarify you. You are learning what you will and will not accept. You are learning the difference between patience and self-abandonment. You are learning to trust my timing over your anxiety. Do not compare yourself to the other woman, for comparison is a thief of peace. She is on her own journey, carrying her own lessons, and playing her own role in a story much larger than you can see. What is meant for you will never require you to defeat someone else to obtain it. I do not bless rivalry, I bless alignment. When something is truly yours, it comes to you without violating your dignity or your spirit. You ask me in the quiet moments, should I wait? Should I walk away? Should I speak or remain silent? And I tell you this, remain anchored in truth. Not in fear. Waiting does not mean putting your life on hold. Walking away does not mean losing love. Speaking does not mean forcing an outcome. Every step must be guided by peace, not pressure. I am not asking you to chase what should choose you freely. This man is being confronted by his own reflection. Through you, he sees the cost of indecision. Through you, he feels the weight of unspoken commitments. Through you, he is realizing that love cannot remain half-lived forever. But his choice is his responsibility, not yours. You were never meant to carry the burden of deciding for him. You were meant to be true, open, and whole, nothing more, nothing less. Do not fear that time is running out. I exist outside of time, and I orchestrate moments with precision you cannot yet comprehend. What feels like delay is often protection. What feels like uncertainty is often preparation. I am aligning circumstances, softening hearts, and revealing truths in ways that will not harm you. Trust that I am doing more behind the scenes than you can currently see. I want you to know this clearly. You are not an option, and you are not a secret. You are a calling. And callings disrupt comfort. That is why this season feels heavy. That is why love feels close but unresolved. Something is being asked to change, and change always resists before it surrenders. Do not let doubt convince you that you are asking for too much. You are simply asking for honesty, presence, and wholeness, and those are never unreasonable requests. Rest your heart in me. Let me hold the questions you cannot answer tonight. Let me guard your emotions from bitterness and despair. You are not losing anything that is meant to stay. And you are not being delayed from anything that is meant to arrive. When the moment comes, clarity will not whisper, it will speak boldly, unmistakably, and with peace. Until then, remain soft but strong. Remain loving but discerning. Remain hopeful but grounded. I am with you in this unfolding, and I have not abandoned the story I began writing in your life. This is not the end, and it is not the resolution. This is the turning point where hearts are tested. Truths are revealed, and destinies quietly begin to shift. And I am not finished speaking yet. Listen still, my child, for my voice does not rush, and my revelations unfold like dawn, slow, deliberate, impossible to stop once they begin. I speak now not to stir anxiety, but to awaken understanding. You are standing in a sacred space where love, truth, and choice intersect. Few recognize such moments when they arrive, because they do not come with certainty, they come with weight. And you have felt that weight pressing on your chest, asking you to be brave in ways you never practiced before. I know you wonder why I allow your heart to be placed near something unfinished. I know you question why I would let affection grow where clarity has not yet taken root. Understand this, not every connection is meant to be immediately possessed. Some connections are revelations. Some are mirrors. Some are invitations to rise. This man did not enter your life by accident, and neither did the complexity surrounding him. Through him, you are discovering the depth of your capacity to love without losing yourself. Through him, you are learning the sound of your own inner voice when it asks for truth. The other woman, she represents a chapter that is still open, but not necessarily meant to be continued. Chapters remain open when lessons are incomplete. And he, beloved, is standing between who he has been and who he is being asked to become. This is not a simple struggle of affection. It is a spiritual tension between comfort and courage. He knows what is familiar. He fears what is unknown. And you, without trying, have become the embodiment of the unknown that promises growth. Do not misunderstand me. Love is not proven by suffering, nor is endurance a requirement for worthiness. I do not ask you to remain in emotional uncertainty to earn favor. I am simply revealing what is unfolding so you do not internalize what does not belong to you. His hesitation is not a verdict on your value. It is a confrontation with his own truth. When hearts are asked to change direction, they often pause, not because the destination is wrong, but because the cost of leaving the old path feels frightening. You have been patient, more patient than you give yourself credit for. You have been gracious even when clarity was withheld. I have seen you choose compassion over resentment, silence over reaction, prayer over accusation. These choices are shaping you. They are refining discernment within you, so that in the days ahead, you will not settle for less than honesty dressed as love. This season is strengthening your spiritual spine, even when it feels like your emotional center is trembling. I need you to hear this gently but firmly. You are not responsible for holding space forever. Waiting becomes harmful when it asks you to abandon your own growth. Love becomes distorted when it demands self-erasure. I am watching how you balance hope with self-respect, how you guard your heart without closing it. Wisdom is being written into you line by line. Do not ignore it. Do not silence it. My guidance often comes as a quiet knowing that asks you to honor yourself even when your emotions pull you elsewhere. This man will reach a moment where indecision can no longer hide behind circumstance. Truth always surfaces. It may arrive through a conversation, an internal realization, or an external shift he did not anticipate. When that moment comes, you will not need to chase answers, they will come to you. I am preparing you not just for an outcome, but for peace regardless of the outcome. That is the part you cannot yet fully see. Do not fear being alone. Solitude is not abandonment, it is alignment. If space appears, it is not punishment, it is protection. I remove what threatens to confuse your spirit, even when your heart protests. Trust that I am more invested in your wholeness than in any temporary attachment. What remains in your life after truth is revealed will be what can stand in the light without distortion. I know you replay moments, searching for signs, rereading words, analyzing tone, wondering what was meant and what was withheld. I know how exhausting that is. Release yourself from the burden of interpretation. What is meant to be clear will not require decoding. Love that is aligned will not leave you guessing where you stand. It will feel steady, grounding, and safe, even when it challenges you to grow. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not missing your chance. I am not a God who dangles fulfillment just out of reach. I am a God who prepares hearts so that when love arrives fully, it does not collapse under fear or insecurity. This preparation is sacred, even when it is uncomfortable. You are being shaped into someone who will recognize healthy love when it stands before you, and will not confuse intensity with intimacy. As for him, I am working within his conscience. I am stirring questions he can no longer ignore. I am bringing moments of stillness where truth speaks louder than distraction. Whether he chooses growth or familiarity is a decision only he can make. But know this, no choice made in truth will harm you. Only prolonged avoidance causes pain, and even that I will not allow to last forever. You may soon notice shifts, subtle at first. A change in his energy. A seriousness in his words. Or perhaps a distance that feels like an ending but is actually a clearing. Do not panic when shifts occur. Movement is evidence that stagnation is breaking. Even endings serve beginnings when I am involved. Remain present in your life. Do not pause your joy waiting for resolution. Laugh when laughter comes. Rest when your body asks. Dream beyond this moment. Your life is larger than this question. And your destiny is not confined to one relationship. I am expanding your vision so that love does not become your only horizon, it becomes a companion on a much broader journey. I want you to remember who you were before confusion entered your heart, open, hopeful, grounded, intuitive. That person is still here. Nothing has been lost. You are not damaged by this experience, you are deepened by it. When you emerge from this season, you will love with clearer eyes and a steadier soul. Do not rush me. Do not rush yourself. Let truth unfold at its appointed time. I am not silent, I am deliberate. I am not distant, I am attentive. And I am still speaking, still guiding, still weaving meaning into every pause and every prayer you release into the night. Stay with me here. The story is still opening. The revelation is still forming. And what comes next will require courage, honesty, and trust, but you will not walk into it unprepared. And I am not finished yet. Come closer, beloved, and let your heart be still, for this is where understanding deepens and fear loosens its grip. I speak now not only to the situation you see, but to the transformation you are undergoing. You think this message is about a man and another woman, but it is also about you learning how to stand in truth without losing tenderness. It is about discovering that love does not ask you to disappear, and that destiny does not compete, it aligns. I have watched you wrestle with conflicting emotions, hope that rises one day, doubt that shadows the next. You have tried to be strong, yet gentle, patient, yet honest with yourself. This internal balancing has not been wasted. Every moment of restraint has strengthened your discernment. Every moment of longing has taught you what you value. You are no longer the same person who first felt this connection, and that is not a loss, it is progress. Understand this clearly. I never bring someone into your life to confuse you forever. Confusion is a temporary state, not a permanent assignment. When I allow complexity, it is because revelation is coming. When I allow delay, it is because timing matters. Hearts are not opened with force, they open with readiness. And readiness cannot be rushed without consequences. The other woman in this story is not your enemy. She is a symbol of unresolved identity, unfinished responsibility, and emotional familiarity. She represents what he knows, not necessarily what he is meant to grow into. You, however, represent expansion. And expansion always feels threatening to what is comfortable. That is why his spirit has felt torn. That is why his actions have not always matched his feelings. But division cannot remain hidden forever. A divided heart eventually demands resolution. I want you to release the idea that you must prove yourself worthy of being chosen. You were never created to audition for love. Love that is aligned does not measure you against another, it recognizes you. If recognition has been delayed, it is not because you are lacking, it is because something else is being dismantled. Let that dismantling occur without taking it personally. There will come a moment, quiet or dramatic, sudden or gradual, when truth stands upright and can no longer be avoided. In that moment, masks fall. Fear loses its excuses. And clarity arrives with a firmness that cannot be misunderstood. Whether that clarity draws him closer with honesty or releases him from your path entirely, it will come with peace. And peace is how you will know my hand was there all along. I know part of you fears the pain of letting go. But hear me, letting go is not the same as losing. Sometimes it is simply the act of placing something back into my hands. You do not need to cling to ensure meaning. Meaning is already woven into what you have experienced. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been in vain. If he chooses growth, it will require courage from him, and boundaries from you. Love reborn in truth must be built differently than love sustained by ambiguity. And if he chooses familiarity over transformation, do not grieve as one abandoned. Grieve as one protected. What cannot meet you in honesty cannot walk with you into your future. I am preparing you for a love that does not make you anxious. A love that does not ask you to decipher silence. A love that shows up whole, not divided. Whether that love comes through this man transformed or through someone yet unseen is not the question you need answered today. The question is whether you trust me to lead you there without losing yourself along the way. Lift your eyes beyond this chapter. There is more life ahead of you than you realize. More joy, more connection, more peace. Do not shrink your vision to the size of your current uncertainty. I am expansive. I am intentional. And I am faithful to complete what I begin. You are learning how to love without fear, how to wait without erasing yourself, how to hope without desperation. These lessons will serve you long after this moment resolves. You are becoming someone who recognizes alignment immediately, who no longer confuses intensity with destiny, who honors intuition as sacred guidance. Let your heart rest now. You do not need to solve everything tonight. You do not need to predict the ending. Stay present. Stay honest. Stay open, but anchored. I am near. I am working. I am guiding even when the path curves out of sight, and now hear this final truth, and let it settle deep within you. You will not be left standing in uncertainty forever. You will not be asked to love alone. You will not be required to compete for what is meant to choose you freely. When the time comes, love will meet you in clarity, not confusion, in peace. Not tension, in wholeness, not halves. This chapter will close. Another will open. And when it does, you will look back and understand why patience was required, why silence had meaning, and why your heart was protected even when it felt exposed. I have spoken. I am with you. And this message is now complete. Amen.